Mommy, when can I expect you at the hospital?
Good day. I'm already on my way from the house. Do you need me to bring anything specific?
How about strawberry ice cream?
Absolutely. And how's your condition today?
Better than usual.
That's promising. The doctor was saying if this improvement continues, a temporary home stay before the surgery could be possible. Maybe even attend school a bit? What is it? Is something troubling you?
I'm just worried, my hair's all gone. I fear the kids might ridicule me.
Betty, recall what we discussed. At the start of your treatment,
I remember.
we spoke about how your body will undergo changes. It's all because it's fighting back strongly. Don't be scared, darling. Surely your friends aren't mean?
Absolutely not. They're all super kind.
As I thought. They'll surely be thrilled to see your progress. Encouraging you with words like "you're doing wonderfully, keep it up." Your hair isn't what defines you. Fear nothing, Betty.
You're right. My friends are truly kind. Thanks, Mama.
I'll give you an extra warm hug to drive away any lingering fears.
I'm not scared anymore.
And my hug? Perhaps I can sneak in Fred for a surprise visit? You always light up when Fred's around.
Not Fred.
All right, all right. I'll be with you shortly, my dear.
Thanks, Mom. I'll wait for you in the recreation room.
Hello, Billy. Would now be a suitable time for a chat?
Greetings, Barbara. How may I assist you today?
There's an issue that's been nagging at me. I can no longer keep it to myself, so allow me to lay it out straight.
Feel free to express your thoughts.
I believe you ought to engage more socially.
Could you please clarify?
For instance, today's mother's gathering. You remember it was slated to be at the local Italian eatery by the school, right?
Indeed, I was informed. But wasn't it clear that I wouldn't be able to make it?
That's not my point. My invitations are aimed at helping you connect with the other class moms. Yet you've never shown up. Even within our class WhatsApp group, your contributions are sparse. Do you consider that appropriate? I regret any offense.
With Betty's frequent hospital visits, our family is going through a tough phase. Believe me, if it was feasible, I'd be glad to be present.
I'm aware of Betty's illness. She has cancer, isn't that so? But that's not an adequate justification for your actions.
Could you elaborate?
What's the confusion? All parents are tied up with their kids. It's not fair for you to be treated differently. Indeed, with Betty often missing school, you should strive harder to know the other mothers. Don't you concur?
My sincerest apologies. I promise to make more effort in participating henceforth.
There you go. That reaction. Can't you express gratitude for my invitations? It saddens me to think of Betty having you as a parent. Don't you believe that parents ought to be excellent examples for their offspring? Naturally, this is derived from my personal child-rearing philosophy. Feel free to take a page from my book. I'm sure you're aware of my son's top-notch grades in our cohort. Even at the mother's luncheon, I received endless compliments about his athleticism. His prospects are incredibly promising. Don't you agree that encouraging children to compete and compare themselves with others promotes growth?
If the goal is to set children against each other, I might have to excuse myself from future lunches.
Do you understand your words?
I beg your pardon, but my child is fighting a severe illness. To push her into a competition or draw comparisons to others, it simply isn't something our family values.
I suggest you reconsider. You surely don't want Betty to end up being sheltered. If you don't toughen up on her now, it may be detrimental to her future. The world is a competitive place. Well, my son is consistently victorious, so I have little to fret about. As for the mother's luncheons, perhaps it's better if you abstain. I could have shared our unique study techniques or the keys to successful parenting. What a pity!
Your concern is appreciated. However, we hold our family's unique values and methods dear. I appreciate your call. I trust you will have a pleasant day. Betty, is everything all right? You dashed into your room as soon as we got back, no words spoken. Did something occur at school?
It's nothing, really.
How can you say it's nothing? Today's your special day, darling. You were brimming with joy when you left this morning.
I told you, it's nothing.
Betty, talk to me.
I'm sorry. Just a bad incident occurred.
An unpleasant incident?
Yes.
Would you like to share it with me? If not, I understand. Just remember, I'm always here for you. Betty, you should know you mean the world to me.
Actually,
Yes, Betty?
it's about Fred's mom.
Fred's mom? What happened with her?
She was there at the school entrance. As I was leaving, she made a hurtful remark.
What did she say?
She made fun of me for being bald. And she implied that you're ashamed of having me as your child.
Is this true?
I'm not making this up. Mommy, do I make you ashamed? I apologize for not being a normal kid. I apologize for not being a healthy kid.
Betty, there's absolutely no need for you to apologize. I've never, ever felt ashamed because of you. Not for a moment. I am filled with joy that you are my child. If you weren't my Betty, I'd be devastated. I adore your determination. I adore your kindness towards others.
But, Mom,
Betty, trust in what I say, sweetheart.
I trust you. But I don't feel like meeting anyone right now. I don't feel like talking to anyone.
I understand, sweetheart. I'll be in the living room. Join me whenever you feel ready. I'll be there for you.
All right. Mommy, can you call Paula and Lola and pass on my thanks?
Paula and Lola? What should I thank them for?
They stood up for me against Fred's mom. They escorted me home to ensure I was safe.
They truly are wonderful friends. I'll make sure to thank them. And I'll have a word with Fred's mother, too. I'll let her know how much you mean to me, Betty, and I'll ask her to apologize.
Please don't. I don't want to engage with her ever again.
But Betty.
Mom, haven't you heard the doorbell ringing? I believe we have someone at the door. Mom, would you mind answering it?
Of course, dear.
Can I help you with something? I'm engrossed in my favorite drama right now.
What entitles you to intercept my daughter after school? To feed her those disturbing ideas?
Disturbing ideas? I'm afraid I'm lost on what you mean.
Does the mention of my daughter's hairpiece jog your memory?
Ah, that episode.
I demand you apologize to Betty.
An apology? And why would I need to apologize to the child of a mother who avoids society?
A mother avoiding society?
Isn't that a fair characterization of you? You never attend our communal mothers' luncheons. You disregard my considerate cautions about your conduct. I am empathetic. I can see where you are coming from. I realize you might harbor envy towards my family. My husband, the headmaster of a highly reputable high school. His spouse, yours truly, a gracious, friendly, and attractive woman with a broad circle of friends and admirers. Our boy excels both academically and athletically. He's a favorite of all. We epitomize the ideal family. And we are all in excellent health.
I hate to shatter your delusions, but not once have I envied your family.
That's fine, you needn't hide your feelings. By the way, did Betty share the news with you? I genuinely wanted to help her embrace her feminine side. So I gifted her an elegant hair tie. She was so overwhelmed with joy, tears welled up in her eyes. Would you be so kind as to send me a photo of Betty using the hair tie?
Enough already. Why are you being so cruel to Betty, the elderly woman?
Elderly woman? What's the situation? This is strange, even for your standards.
It involves Fred.
Fred?
I saw your messages on Betty's mother's phone, but this crosses a line. You've overstepped. It's hard to believe the one sending these messages is my own mother. This is shocking to me.
Hold on. Fred? That can't be possible. Why would Fred be at your place? I can't believe you're pretending to be my son.
You have a luxury purse in your bedroom's third drawer. In the sewing box drawer, diamond earrings. There's a Brad Pitt photo album hidden inside a magazine on your bookshelf. Brad Pitt fan merchandise stashed in a box on the topmost shelf of your hallway closet.
What's happening? How do you know about all this?
I'm aware you've been secretly purchasing these items with Dad's money.
Is it you, Fred?
Yes, it's me.
Aren't you supposed to be at math club? What brings you here?
I decided not to attend.
You what?
It's Betty's birthday today. I have feelings for her, so I skipped math club to get her a gift. However, I bumped into some schoolgirls who told me my mom said some horrible things to her. So, I came to say sorry.
Fred. It's not what it appears. Your mom isn't the villain here.
You claim you're not the villain? There's a girl suffering from hair loss due to illness. And you gave her a hair tie? Could you be any more insensitive? Do you even have a conscience?
I implore you, Fred. Will you listen to your mother's side? I merely wanted to show Betty's mother a hard truth. That the world isn't as gentle as she believes.
Do you really think you're in a position to teach anyone anything? You always told me you never worked. Haven't you always been a housewife? What do you know about the harshness of the world?
How could you demean the work of housewives? Housewives put in a lot of effort.
I'm not mocking housewives. I'm mocking you, Mom. You buy prepared food and pretend you cooked it. You grumble about cleaning, but I know we hire a cleaning service. Dad covers all the expenses, yet you keep it a secret. Why pretend you're doing all the household chores yourself? You, the most sheltered of us all, want to teach Betty's mother a lesson?
How dare you disrespect me like this? Just leave their house immediately and come home.
I refuse. I have no intention of coming home. I don't want to recognize you as my mother anymore. I can't stand the thought of living with you.
What?
I've captured all the messages you sent Betty's mom. I sent the screenshots to Dad. I can't stand by and watch you continue this charade. You act all sweet and innocent around Dad. Seeing you like that makes me sick. You know, I've seen how you act at the mothers' gatherings. You're overly boisterous. And how you gloat about me and Dad. It's truly embarrassing.
Did you really send those screenshots to your father? And stop using such crude language. Why don't you take a breath and then we can discuss calmly?
That's not going to happen. I told Dad the truth about you and pleaded with him to divorce you.
You're joking, right?
I'm absolutely serious. I just checked, he's seen the messages.
What? Just wait a second.
You can wait all you want. You and Dad can sort out the details. Oh, and I've decided to live with Dad.
Fred, please get in touch with your father again.
Absolutely not.
Insist that the screenshots were tampered with. If you don't, our family will fall apart. You don't want that, do you?
I want exactly that. Can't you grasp what I'm saying in this conversation? I have no idea what's going through your mind, Mom.
I don't want this. I can't bear the thought of being separated from you and Dad. You two are my world. I take immense pride in our family.
I'm ashamed to have you as my mother. I've long wanted to tell you to stop referring to me as a prodigy. I'm no prodigy. I work tirelessly for my grades. And it's not for you or your bragging rights. I put in the effort because I genuinely look up to Dad.
I understand. I promise to stop calling you a prodigy. And I'll apologize to Betty. Would you forgive me then? I'll go over to Betty's place right away.
Please, don't. No one here wishes to see you. I'll return the phone to Betty's mom now. Good luck dealing with Dad.
Hold on. Fred.
This situation is out of hand. I think I'll be taking off too.
Excuse me? Hold on a minute.
Yes, what do you need?
What do you mean? What do I need? I want Fred back.
Fred is going to stay overnight at his paternal grandparents'. I'm taking him there so you don't have to fret about it.
Isn't your meddling enough already? This whole fiasco is your doing. Aren't there some words of remorse you ought to share with me?
I don't have anything else to convey to you. Our son has made his point clear. You should consider yourself fortunate to have such a thoughtful child. Reflecting back, I might have missed out on those gatherings you hosted. It would have been interesting to learn your parenting wisdom. I could have grasped your unique ways of raising a successful child.
Hello, Betty. It's me, Fred.
Is that really you, Fred?
Yes. I used your mom's phone to reach out to you.
I'm a little confused. Are you at my house?
Yes.
Oh. May I ask why you're here?
I wanted to apologize on behalf of my mom. I heard she said something terrible to you and it hurt your feelings. I'm genuinely sorry.
I'm fine. It's not your fault, Fred. There's no need for you to apologize.
But I really wanted you to know how sorry I am about all of that. Also, I wanted to give you a gift.
A gift?
I got a present for your birthday.
My birthday?
It's a light blue hat. Isn't light blue your favorite color?
How did you know? Yes, it is.
I wanted to buy you something with my own money. So, I did some odd jobs for my grandfather, and he paid me. The moment I saw this hat, I knew it was perfect for you.
Really? But you worked so hard for that money. I feel bad that you spent it on me.
Don't feel that way. Buying the hat made me so happy. So, could you please come out of your room?
You know I don't have any hair. I might not look good in the hat.
Please don't say that. I know you'll look great in the hat. Trust me.
All right. Now, I'm really curious about the hat. You've really made me feel better. Thank you, Fred.
So, will you come here? Your mom is crying. And I don't know what to do.
I'll be right there. Don't worry about Mom, she's a bit of a crybaby. Just wait there, Fred. I'm coming.
Okay.
Fred,
Yes?
I really like you. Cut. Great job, everyone.
What happened to Barbara was really tragic. Her husband, an educator, could not believe how cruel she was to others. On top of which, when he saw how troubled Fred was because of her, he and Fred immediately moved out of the house. After a long discussion, divorce was inevitable. Barbara fought for a reconciliation until the very end. And even asked the other mothers to intervene in hopes it would change her husband's mind. But not one of the mothers agreed to help her. This may be because they found out what Barbara had done to Betty and her many friends and admirers. In reality, she didn't have any. Therefore, after the divorce, Barbara was truly alone. With her pride wounded, she wanted to run away from the mess she created by going back to her hometown to live with her parents. But Fred's dad first made her come over to our house and apologize to Betty and me. When Betty forgave her with a smile on her face, I became all misty-eyed again. And this spring, Betty's operation was a success and she is doing so much better. Fred comes to visit her every day. Seeing the two of them together is my happiness, the reason I have to live.